What's up, guys? Sorate here. Actually, on Ibachi, my monk. I've got buddies who expressed interest in healing as a monk, Mistweaver monk. So I figured I'd cut a video to kind of show what I've learned and show my weak auras in case anybody's interested in it. Add-ons that I'm using currently is LVY for my display or my UI, your user interface. I've got weak auras for just basically to track my cooldowns, and then I'm using Voodoo as my raid frames for the actual healing done. So I'm going to go over the different healing abilities for Mistweaving Monk. I'm not going to get into all of them because I'm going to need targets or enemies to actually do damage to show everything. That'll be in the part 2 video. I'll kind of go over it then. Basically, the thing I want to go over first is your Renewing Mist, because this is the Mistweaver's bread and butter. I've got 2 power auras for my Renewing Mist, just because to me it's that important. You've got these 2 green bars surrounding Ibachi. Kind of hard to see, but I don't want it to really block too much. I also have it right here. When I use it, it's going to shift over here to tell me that it's on cooldown. When it's available, it'll start spinning. Also, when I use the ability and it's available again, I set it up so my weak aura makes a noise so I can hear that it's ready. So Renewing Mist is going to be something that bounces around. You just saw it bounce to somebody else. It'll bounce up to 3 targets every time I use it. And then what it does is it'll put a hot on that person that heals them for a set amount. Now the reason this is so important is because unlike the priest's prayer of mending, it doesn't require the target to take damage for it to bounce. It just bounces. You can blanket, if you're decent at using it, you can blanket your entire party, you can blanket your entire raid in Renewing Mists. So you're just throwing Renewing Mist on the target and letting these hots heal people. It's very fun. The problem is if you do get in a raid situation and there's a druid in there, they're going to be very upset because you're sniping their heals. But sucks to be them. This is another weak aura I have specifically for Renewing Mist. Unfortunately, I'm not in a party right now. If I were in a party and my Renewing Mist are bouncing to other party members, this one up here will turn into a 5, or a 4, 3, 2, whatever it happens to be. What it tells me is how many people my Renewing Mists are currently on. So if I've blanketed an entire 25-man raid, that one will be a 25. The number underneath it tells me whoever's got in the party, whoever's got the actual time, it's the least time. So if somebody else in a party had 5 seconds left on the Renewing Mist instead of the 9 that I have, it would show 5. So since it's just me, it's basically telling me how much time is left on my Renewing Mist hot. Second weak aura I have is just something for me. It's this little green thing up here. It tells me that Chi Wave is ability. Chi Wave is this. I can throw it up against a target, or I can throw it up against an ally. What it does is it bounces back and forth between the two. If I throw it on an ally and there's nobody around for it to bounce to, then it will do absolutely nothing. It'll bounce to that person to heal him once, and you've just wasted 2 chi. Congratulations. So you want to use that when you're thinking about how you're going to heal people. It's like if there's plenty of targets around, feel free to throw it, because it's going to bounce to the tank, to the target, to the tank, to the target, to the tank, to the target, or tank, target, party member 1, target, tank, target, party member 2. It's a smart heal, so it's going to bounce back and forth. Most of the time, it goes target, tank, target, tank, target, tank. So, biggest thing, keep Renewing Mist on cooldown. Second thing, another healing method as far as monks go is going to be your channeled ability, Soothing Mist. Soothing Mist is basically what I'm doing right now. It builds chi slowly but surely. Now this is going to be very important, and the reason I'm saying it's very important is because your other 2 abilities is going to be Surging Mist and Enveloping Mist. Enveloping Mist is what I'm mousing over now. It heals the target for a set amount over a certain amount of time, and increases your healing the target receives from your Soothing Mist by 30%. Very, 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 very effective if the target's taking your tank's taking an increased amount of damage, because now the healing that he's receiving from your Soothing Mist is churning up being quite a bit. The problem is Enveloping Mist costs 3 chi, so you got to be smart about your chi and when you use it. Nice thing is, it costs no mana because you're using chi. Second thing is you've got Surging Mist. Surging Mist is basically like a healing surge. Costs a lot of mana, builds a chi, so use it sparingly. You can cast, as I just demonstrated, you can cast Enveloping Mists, and you can cast Surging Mists just by themselves. But you're best off doing it while you're actually channeling Soothing Mist on the target, because then it becomes an instant ability. You don't need to keep you don't need to keep waiting for the cast time to go through. One of my weak auras that's kind of appearing now is going to be this. I'm brewing mana leaf tea, or whatever it's called. Mana tea, hey, there you go. Basically, you use the mana tea to consume charges to gain 4% of your maximum mana per 2 seconds. So basically, it just procs occasionally. You'll see it here and there. You'll see that number grow up. And as I use it, see, now it's all the way up to 7. Now I can actually get my mana back by drinking mana tea. You'll see my mana going up, and the stacks are going down. So, that's somewhat the play style of the healer. Now, to the hard part. I have Renewing Mist ticking on myself. It's much cooler in a raid situation, or a raid or party situation. There's an ability called Uplift. What Uplift does is heals all targets with your Renewing Mist active by a set amount. So this is why you want to blanket your raid. It requires 2 chi, but if you have your entire raid or party blanketed and you uplift, it costs no mana, it heals for a good amount, it just requires chi. So, it's awesome. The second thing you've got is when you get the Thunder Focus tea, it costs 1 chi, and what it does is it doubles the healing done by Surging Mists, or causes your next uplift to refresh the duration of your Renewing Mists on all targets. Why that's important? Well, let's wait as long as I have enough chi. I've got 14 seconds left on my Renewing Mists. So, if I Thunder Focus T now, then I hit Uplift, it takes all my stacks back and puts it to its max amount. So it's a good way to help to try to get your more stacks going out to the raid. It'll help out. So you just got to be smart about who you're putting your Renewing Mists on. I've got an ability here. See, it said 3. Now it's gone to somebody else. What that one thing showed on the Voodoo is that there was 3 bounces still left to go. Then what's going to end up happening if I don't hit anything is when it drops down to a set time, I'm going to see exactly how much time is left on my Renewing Mist on my Voodoo. 9, 8, 7. So it just kind of keeps an eye on your actual stacks and the amount of time left on your Renewing Mists. So I can see, oh, this is gray or this is off, I need to throw it on somebody. So, as I go through stuff, you're going to see my weak auras start acting kind of funky, and it will tell me when things are available. So my Thunder Focus Tea now has a 42 seconds left before I can use it again. Renewing Mist is now available. Mana Tea, when you glyph it, I don't currently have it glyphed, it makes it instant, and it takes 2 stacks, but it puts a cooldown on it. So that's why that's there. It's currently, I'm not really using it, so I could technically get rid of that weak aura had I want to, but I don't really want to right now. Not at low levels. I will later. This I don't have yet. It's going to be basically a raid cooldown, or a party cooldown, where it takes all the damage done to the party and it transfers 90% of it to you, but it also reduces the damage you take by 90%. So it's a raid cooldown, a party cooldown, kind of like a shield wall, or so on and so forth. This one here I don't have yet. It's going to be kind of like a Tranquility, but it's instant, it's not channeled, it doesn't do as much as Tranquility, but it's also very nice to have in an oh shit situation. This I don't have right now. It's basically going to reduce damage done by magical abilities. Pretty nice to have, especially in most of these encounters these days are all magic damage, so very nice to have. This is Expel Harm. Expel Harm is an interesting spell for Brewmasters, Mistweavers, and Windwalkers. Basically, you use it, it heals you for a set amount, and 50% of the amount that it heals you for instantly damages the target. So the tricky part is if you're at full health and you use it, it does absolutely no damage to the target. So if you're a Windwalker or a Brewmaster, there goes either the damage, your DPS for your EPing, or your threat for Brewmaster. So you don't want to use it unless you're actually low on health. I like using it on Ubachi when the tank doesn't pick up everybody and I need to throw a quick heal on myself. Very nice ability to have, and it's on a 14-second cooldown. Another one, defensive cooldown in case the tank is bad, is Fortify and Brew. Just increases your health and reduces the damage you take. I also have Spearhead Strike, so I can do interrupts to help out because other people have so many issues with interrupting people. The other thing you get is these little awesome magic balls. When people run over these magic balls, I'm not going to take any because I'm full health, but it will actually heal those people if they run over it. So they kind of got to be smart to run over it, and that's asking for a lot. Another party cooldown for a tank, you can throw this on the tank. It's going to basically reduce all the damage that they take or absorb damage, and all periodic healing taken is increased by 50%. So great defensive cooldown that you can throw on the tank or on a party member that's happening to get freaking zerged. Problem is it's on a decent cooldown. You're looking at a 2-minute cooldown. And that's pretty much a lot of the abilities and the weak auras that I currently have that you're going to really see. Oh, one more thing. If you're ever in a moment where there's somebody that's taking a lot of damage and you need to heal a good amount, if they're stacked up, which hopefully they are, if you spinning crane kick, it heals them and heals you. So feel free to spinning crane kick over the targets and you get a good heal going on those people. Very nice. Does a good amount of healing. Tank costs a little bit of mana though, so be careful. My next video, I'm going to go into a dungeon, so you're going to see it in action. I'll talk a little bit, but mostly you're going to hear music playing over from Pandora. Basically, I'm going to go over 2 to 3 different types of healing styles. You're going to have your normal healing style that most healers are used to, where you're standing in back, you're casting Soothing Mists, you're using your Surging Mist, you're using your Healing Surge, you're throwing out Renewing Mists, keeping uplift, and really not doing too much else. Then there's what they call Fist Weaving over Mist Weaving. And Fist Weaving is basically you go in, you jab, you blackout kick, and you Tiger Palm your opponents, and you actually do damage, and the damage that you're doing via what they call Eminence, a monk ability, is actually doing a smart heal to the people who need it. So that's another ability to watch out for. The last one is going to be at range, but using Eminence, and that's basically using your Crackling Jade Lightning to do damage to the target, and then Eminence will transfer that said damage over to the people who need it, like via a smart heal. So I'll go over that and when I actually group up for a party. Otherwise, I'll see you at video 2.